Are you ready to spend some money? I'm not asking you to take your value money now. But you have to understand what money is useful. If you don't compete with those people who are spreading money and lies around, starting with Mr. Vucic, and then Putin, who is supporting, then you're doomed to fail. Don't expect the Albanians to put together their nation. I've been fighting that now, Komtar, for 35 years. I didn't break up the Albanian people. It was done World War I. This was the solution. Why didn't someone speak up at that time? Where was that person? We were preparing the League of Prisoners. We had good voices, the Fasheri brothers. Why didn't we go and solve the problem back then? I still worry that this is happening again. Albanian people think it's finished. They have their nice cars, their houses, they got vacation homes now in Lucen, in Montenegro, in Macedonia. We gotta wake the Albanian people up. Do you wanna have a good legacy for your kids about the Albanian nation? It's gotta start right here. This church can play a key role. And let me give you that role, okay? You just heard tonight, why this book is so important. We didn't write this book. This book was already written before you saw this. Why? Because I made sure I kept every document, every resolution, every statement that was made, everything that was done. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm very organized. And I have the best computers. You want to know where your money goes when you fill out that form and you become a member of the league? It goes to support the two offices. Shirley's on the 3rd floor, I'm on the 1st. We have all the equipment. She does her work independent from me sometimes, and I do the same, but we come together. In the same house, we have these offices. I closed down the other office. It was too expensive. I'm trying to save money for the Albanian people, not spend their money. And that's what we're doing. Now we have to complete the mission. It's not finished. In fact, it may be as bad now as it was when I became a congressman, because you have now this big war going on in Europe between communism and democracy. You have Putin now trying to show we still have the Soviet Union. That was a big mistake. We should never have. Gorbachev was wrong. We have to bring it back. And he's willing to kill his own people for his idea. He's worse than Milosevic, Mr. Putin, if you could say that. It's hard to say that, but I have to tell you. And he now wants to support Mr. Vucic. And now he's got sympathy from Edi Rama, an Albanian. Vucic. They meet. Why are they meeting? There's no reason for that to happen. I have to get my bulletproof vest out again. I made 50 trips with Shirley, and I had to wear almost every time a bulletproof vest because people were calling my house at home. And the words they used, I got them all recorded. When I'm dead, I'm going to have them play it so you can hear how violent they were and how terrible those words were to keep me intimidated. That's what the Serbs have done over the years. They didn't have this threat. They kept intimidating Albanians. You can't intimidate me. I'm ready to die. My life is complete. I'm 83 now this September. I don't want to die. I need at least another 10, 20 years to finish this job. And I think I'm going to do it. But you don't have to wait that long. I want you to make the investment right now. This book you can buy. It's cheap, or if you can't afford it, we give it away. This is not to make money. This book was an experiment to get a very smart Albanian that worked with us for 20 years, Fatam Bislibi. We helped him in Harvard get his master's degree, and we just helped him get his doctorate. He's stuck in a place called Edmonton, Canada, very far from Washington and New York. And it costs us a lot of money to get him out of there. He's got 3 kids, and obviously we can't just order him around, but I gave him access that I gave nobody else. All my records are filed away perfectly. I am a CPA. I know how to do that. So I said, you're going to have access. And I want you, this book has to be the truth, everything. Even the letter that Bob Dole sent when I brought him to New York to meet the Albanians at Peruno's restaurant is in here.
Nobody thought I could find it. I found even that. Here it is, signed by Bob Dole. 50 Albanians came to Bruno Sotomayor's restaurant, and that was the first fundraiser for the presidency of Bob Dole. That day alone, a few people stood up. They liked Bob Dole and said, "We got to raise you the money now." And they did. And he became a friend. And why was that important at that point? Because that was in 1986. I put in the first resolution as a new congressman. Nobody knew Kosovo. They knew Yugoslavia, but Kosovo was buried 5 levels down in Tito's Yugoslavia. They didn't let the Albanians have a freedom of speech. They intimidated them all the time. And UDBA did the same thing to Albanians in Michigan. You don't know the tricks that UDBA played here with Albanian families. Getting them money, getting them drugs, getting this. They didn't ask for it, but they got it, and they took it, and they did a lot of things for their families. But they wore down our ability to get rid of UDBA and get rid of Milosevic until I got elected. Until I got elected, nobody openly challenged the people of Yugoslavia and Milosevic. So, what has to happen now is we gotta do it the American way. We gotta now get the truth to all the people. This is not in Albanian, this is in English. This has gotta be in Albanian, and Shirley did the job already. With a friend of hers that's an expert in the language, Mira Marka Rigova. She spent all summer writing this book now in Albanian. Translating, not writing, translating. And she's got a home in Kosovo besides, and a home in Vancouver, in Canada. And now what we gotta do is raise the money, and that's your challenge. Any money we get today or tomorrow or from this book has now gotta go to Pristina. We have the place that's gotta be the place that reproduce this. We get it done at half price. Because Fatah Muslimi was smart enough to know the owner of a publishing company. Now we gotta get this book published in Albanian right away, because the people of Preševa, the kids need to know this story. Vučić is lying to everybody. Are you ready to join us on that? To tell the real truth in Albanian to the Albanian people there who don't get this information? And a lot of people lie about it. So,
we're so sorry how it's possible Albanian government or this book is not in Albanian. This is crazy.
well, you dig Mr.